Hey guys, welcome to the Ziggathan podcast. Finally, the podcast is here. The podcast has arrived. It has been birthed. You guys have been waiting. I've been I've been getting stopped in the street like day and night. People ask, stop licking my toes. Dude, the dog's literally licking my toes. Stop. He's a fucking toe licker, dude.
He's
fucking
freaky like that, bro.
Here, pop up a picture of my dog. This is what he looks like.
Yeah, he's freaky,
adorable,
bro. He's
But he
freaky.
fucking don't stop looking.
He was
my
biting
toes.
my toe earlier, bro. Through
Stop.
my sock.
Cloud, knock it off.
He just started biting my big toe.
Knock it off. You know I don't like that shit. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into today's podcast. I'm joined here by your lovely co-host. You're licking my toe so badly. Levi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yo, my name's Levi. I also go by Leviathan as my artist stage name. I am a DJ
Cloud.
and a producer of dubstep and rhythm mainly. But I also do like party music and house music and stuff like that when I'm DJing. But yeah, I'm ready to get this shit started, bro.
He's coming back. Alright guys, now that we've got our introductions out of the way, let's get into today's topics.
Go
ahead. Whatever you had.
Okay, well, so first topic I had was basically the journey we're about to embark on as men at this age. I know you're not in college necessarily, but like we're all at that age now where like shit's starting to get real, you know. For me, like I'm about to graduate college. I'm about to I got so many things I gotta get right. You know, I gotta move out of my parents' house. I gotta get my money right. I want to get my fitness even better than it is. Just so many. I gotta basically become like fully independent and reliant on myself. And I also gotta get my networking right and make connections with people in my industry. And it's just like it's very stressful and taxing time. But like I feel like that's when we thrive as men, is like in the fucking highest stress environments, you know. And if you can handle the stress and take it to the next level, which is what I'm trying to figure out how to do right now, like you never know where it could fucking take you. But yeah, I was talking to my parents about this. I actually before I came here, I went up to my dad and I was like, Dad, what the fuck did you do in this stage? Like, how did you become the man? Like, and he didn't know how to answer first. He was just kind of like, well, I just kind of worked hard and knew what I had to do. But I think it's important that we do go to our parents in like these kinds of times and we talk to them and figure out the kind of things they went through in this stage in their life when they were becoming, because that's the stage we're in, is like the becoming stage, right? Because we're still not shit. But I
think that's very true. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you're
No, I just had one last thing, and then you can.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think it's very important for us to, like, speak to our parents during this stage, because we can really learn to avoid the mistakes that they made, and we can also learn about the good things that they did and how we could take those on. Figure out how they could excel us to the next level. You know, things that maybe we're not supposed to figure out till like 10 years down the road that we could learn just from them.
Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of lost people in this stage. I mean, I feel like your dad seems like he had his shit together and he knew what to do. I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't know what they have to do, don't know what to do, and are lost with purpose. They hear that now it's a very common thing, especially people who follow the red pill. They know about purpose, they know to follow it with everything they've got, but a lot of people don't know what theirs is. A lot of people can't find that. And I feel like I've been finding it more. I've been becoming like slowly more religious. I've been finding my purpose and what I need to do within this YouTube channel itself. And I just feel it coming to me. And once I felt it come to me, I was just like going towards it now. There was times where I took breaks and I just was kind of lost. But now that I found this self-improvement niche, I want to follow it. And that's very true. Talking to your parents is very good. But I feel like talking to the people you want to become. So if you could find someone in your job field and find someone you admire, ask them what it took to become what they did wrong, what they did right, the exact same things, except with someone you want to become. Because if you want to become somebody, you have to find someone to mimic. You have to find someone whose success you can mimic and learn off of, like a mentor of sorts.
Yeah, no, mentoring is definitely something huge that I want to get into when I'm done with school. I always felt like I didn't have time to get involved with that because of school and work and everything else that's on my plate already. But mentoring is a huge thing, and you're 100% right. You need to talk to people who are more successful than you. um, and that's all through networking. And I think the toughest part is passing that barrier of them getting past the thought of why the fuck should I help you? Like, why do you matter? You know, like showing that you can add some sort of value to their life in some way.
Even just offering to like clean their shoes or some shit like that. Just
Yeah,
offer
some
any time of value. Save them time. So what people value most, especially successful people, is time. If you can find 5 minutes to save them or save them 10 minutes, they will give you that 10 minutes back with information and mentorship. If you can provide that kind of value, because the most valuable asset we have is time. And if you're just taking that from them without returning anything back, of course they're gonna say no. But if you want to like open the door for them, do something. Just think of anything you could do that you see them doing, like bring them a cup of coffee or go out of your way to save them time, and they will go out of their way to reward that back to you.
reward that with knowledge. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's finding something that's of value to them and being able to give that to them. Like you said, like could be as simple as like getting them coffee or something like that. But
But
that's
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's the stage that like I'm in at that we're like all in at this age. I feel like is like figuring out how to network and really connect with people and finding people who can also give you value. You know, you don't want people who don't really provide anything to you necessarily besides just like good times. Like good times are great, but you can find good times later in life, right? Like you don't want somebody who that's all they can provide to you
Yeah, your
necessarily.
20s are like you're building years.
Yeah,
Like you could use your
exactly.
20s or you could waste your 20s. Most people like are told to waste their, and this is a big thing where some people shouldn't go to their parents because their parents are going to be like, "Enjoy your 20s, do this, do that." Oh, I wish I was still in my 20s. The reason they still wish they were in their 20s is because they wasted them. Their
Hmm.
20s were such a good year, such a good time to build a foundation for the rest of their life, but they just wasted it. And that's one thing I'm extremely afraid of. That's one thing that keeps me going. That's why I've set so many goals for myself. And I'm crushing them right now, but I set them kind of low. And I'm learning through the book I read, The Magic of Thinking Big, is that you should set bigger goals because they're going to force your mind to come up with solutions. Like, do this experiment. I'm going to do this experiment with you guys right now. So, think within the next 50 years we could eradicate jails. Just think of it. Picture it. What would it look like? What would you think? Just give you a second. Now, come to think of it, it's not really something that's possible. But when you do something like that, you set a high goal like that, your mind starts to force itself to come up with solutions. That's why creating big goals is extremely important. If you set low goals for yourself, they're gonna have a low reward, like a low dopamine thing that comes out of your brain, versus setting high goals. If you accomplish a very high goal, it's gonna be very rewarding and very satisfying. And not only that, it's gonna stick with your pride. And as much as we like to deny it, we all have pride. We all have ego. If it adds to our ego, we're gonna feel better about ourselves, and we're gonna want to identify with that personality a lot more. What do you think of that?
So you're saying set bigger goals.
Yes.
I 100% agree with that.
Because you have, what is that thing you call with your bigger goal? You have like a
Oh,
normal
okay.
goal.
Yeah,
So
so I call
that's what I
that
was trying to get you to say.
yeah, I call that my reach goal. So this is actually something my parents told me. Is like cuz my dad he works for a lighting company and he's basically like the project manager. So he's in charge of like setting up presentations for them and presenting new projects and different ideas and stuff like that. And he says when companies set goals, they basically always set a goal that's very attainable and should be attainable no matter what. And then they set a reach goal in which like this is what they would really want, but they can't 100% expect it, you know. But that's like that's what you want to go for. So like for instance, for me, I want to set it in other aspects of my life, but for right now, I started simple and I set it in the gym. I've been gaining a lot of strength, especially when it comes to like chest. And for me, a goal I set was I want to hit 275 on bench, and then my reach goal is 300. But I think I'm gonna up the reach goal to 315 because if I can hit 3 plates by the end of the year, that'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Especially since we could barely do two, like not that
yeah,
long ago, and today we were repping them. Literally, came from the gym right before this. But that's insane. Yeah, I heard you talk about that once, like reach goal, and I've heard that before in other terms of like a possibility goal. I know Hamza talks about like a set a reasonably unreasonable goal for yourself. That's how you should set your goals. Your goals should all be reasonably unreasonable, and that's what I've been working on setting. Is just goals like that. Because this year I like you guys saw my goals video. It wasn't very big, but I just wanted to get it out there so that I would be accountable for committing those. So I wanted to make them doable so that I would do them. But now that I've been crushing them so far, I want to increase them. But Let's just crush them. So, what are some of the goals you have? Because I've been talking on this channel about some of the goals I have. You want to tell people some of the goals you have?
Sure, yeah. I have a lot of aspects in life that like I need to improve. Obviously, so besides the gym, which is an obvious one, there's my artist project, which is Leviathan, and one of my goals I have set for that is I would like, because I've been playing shows over the past year. I've played a handful, and I've only played at one venue. So my goal this year is to play two shows at different venues than the one I've been playing at, to try to get myself out there more, to try to network more, find other managers to talk to, stuff like that. Uh, and then another goal with that is because I'm also a producer. I have a production goal that I have set due to school. It's part of a school project, but it's also my own goal is to release an EP by the end of the spring. And then let's see. So I would also, oh yeah, I have another. So once I graduate college, I need to get a job, obviously, and in my field. So I like a very simple goal just to get myself in the door. I need to find an audio job that I can get my foot in the door, start working in the audio industry, and start meeting people through there. Um, so like it really, I feel like that helps put things in perspective for people because goals like when you're just starting in something, you can't really set big goals because then you'll start to realize that you're so far away and you'll kind of get discouraged and take steps back. But if you're
But what
just
about giving you like a big thing to achieve for? It's like for me, it was like something that was reasonably unachievable. I think you need to combine them. I don't think you need to get rid of big goals. I think they're the biggest. One of the most important things is like shoot for the stars and land on the moon or something like that. Is I think you need to set big goals, but also set smaller goals on your way to the bigger goal. So
yeah,
if your goal is you weigh 100, 300 pounds and you want to get a six pack, your goal is six pack. Yes, it's far away, but setting actionable goals to get there, like milestones, is also important.
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. That's a great way to put
So
it.
I know I have a weight goal. I've set it on this channel, 165, and I'm on my way there. What is yours? What do you weigh right now, and what do you want to weigh?
Excuse me. Um, I've been stuck trying to get to 170 for a while now. But what I've realized is that I actually don't. I want to eat healthier and cleaner, obviously. And I've been working on that and trying not to eat out as much. But besides that, I don't necessarily want to completely change my diet because I have a cousin who he's also like a bodybuilder type shit, and he actually gained a eating disorder through counting macros, counting calories, all this stuff. And to me, like I don't really want to do that. So I want to get to 170, but I want to do it by putting on the muscle because also it'll last longer.
Right, but you don't have to. You don't have to change what. You don't have to change. You don't have to count calories or macros to change your diet. You
Well,
can
yeah,
change your
that's why I
diet by
said it.
the
That's what.
ways you
Yeah,
think.
that's why I said I want to eat cleaner. And I mean, one of my other goals this year is to
So you
obviously,
do want to change your diet.
yeah,
Okay.
I guess in a sense, but like I meant like I didn't want to go super deep with it, and
You
my
don't
main
want to
goal,
track your diet. You want
yeah,
to
yeah,
change it.
and
There you go.
my main goal is to like really put on that weight and muscle because I'm already sitting comfortably at 168, and I don't look like I gained much fat, so I believe that weight was gained through muscle, and I would like to keep doing that
You
and
should
gaining.
definitely take creatine too. 'Cause
Yes,
that's
yeah,
gonna increase it too. You're gonna gain weight.
yeah, for sure. Oh, whoa, I was gonna say something else.
It's okay. We got more stuff to go over. What is your current diet now?
Okay, my current diet now.
Be honest.
Be honest. Let's be honest. It's not. It's kind of all over the place. My problem is I don't always eat the right amount of food every day necessarily because of I don't give myself enough time. So on an ideal day when I give myself time, I like to wake up, make myself 4 eggs and then some toast. Eat that for my breakfast. Have coffee, and then eat some sort of lunch. Probably, preferably like a sandwich or something like that. And then when I come home, I usually eat because I still live with my parents as of right now. I usually eat whatever my mom made, and usually my mom cooks super healthy, so it's all everything's like got usually got meat or it's pasta, so it's got carbs. So that's kind of taking care of me. So like I'm thinking more ahead for when I move out because that's one of my other goals this year is to move out by the end of the year,
Yeah, me too.
and when that happens, that's when I really need to start watching my diet, right? Because I can't just go to fucking frozen pizzas. So I want to, I
Yeah,
want to
bro,
eat like chicken and
you love your
rice and stuff.
pizza.
Dude, pizza's fire,
And
but
this
but
motherfucker eats like shit. He shows up here with like a shit ton of pizza, doesn't gain a pound. Doesn't gain a pound. I'm jealous of it. I don't think you even have like the body type where you don't build muscle easily. I think you have that body type where you build muscle easily and keep fat off. I think that's what is that, ectomorph?
that's what's
You know
called.
what it is? I don't know what it is,
I don't know
but
the
I've
term
seen
for
you
what I
gain
have.
muscle and not gain a pound, eating like shit, bro. If I ate like that, I'm telling you, I'd lose all my progress in a month.
Yeah,
In a
I'm
whole
very
month.
thankful for that. I am. I can kind of cheat more often than
Yeah.
people would, but I don't want to. Like I said, so when I move out,
Yeah, you
I really
benefit
want
a
to. I want
lot.
to eat like chicken and rice every night. You know what I mean? I want to try to get into meal prep, and all of that,
Alright,
for sure later down the road.
I want to talk about our younger selves and some of you guys watching who are younger than us and some advice we can give you. One we were talking about in the gym is getting that first relationship out of your way. If you're not in a relationship right now and you think that's what you want and that's like, oh, I need a relationship, I want to get into one, and that's a big thing for like a lot of like kids who haven't reached their peak. They're like they were really nerdy or whatever, geeky in high school, and they're just now getting into self improvement, and they're just now getting into the red pill and listening to to the Tates and everything. Um, don't get distracted by women. It's fucked up to say, and I'm gonna say it. They're not as important as everyone makes them out to be. They're a nice thing, and it's so easy for me to say that now that I've gone through that. But I used to always hear this advice and be like, "No, they don't understand. This is all I ever wanted." Remember, I used to tell you that shit.
That's why I was laughing,
Yeah.
bro. That's why I was
This
like,
is
this
I used
guy,
to always
bro.
tell them, "No, bro, you don't understand. This is all I ever wanted." And now that I got it, I'm exactly like everyone's advice that I give me. So if you could take one thing from this, is slow the fuck down and focus on yourself. You will not get the high caliber women by just sitting around and being yourself. Don't listen to that advice. Don't be yourself. Be better than yourself. Become the best version of yourself possible, and only then can you attract the kind of women that you've been dreaming of in your fucking dreams. So the way to do that is get your body, get a fucking six pack, get fucking ripped, find that ideal body type that you want, build a business or find a way, a revenue income where you can build wealth and get yourself out of what is so called the matrix. Another way of getting out of that is sleeping. People don't sleep enough these days. Make sure you're not, like, literally this is basic advice, but if you just took it, if you actually just listen to the advice most people give you, you would fucking be so much farther than you are right now. So sleep 8 hours a day, 8 hours a night. I mean, if you actually go to bed at a reasonable time and wake up at the same time every fucking day, including weekends, you will be farther than you ever were. Because why? Because dopamine and testosterone are built up over sleep. Listen, I'm not going to show you the science for this. Just take my word for it. There's important shit that happens during your sleep. This is going to be very bro sciencey, but just listen to me. You need sleep because that's when you regenerate dopamine in your head. That's when you regenerate testosterone in your head. We know that testosterone drops when you don't sleep. We know that dopamine drops when you don't sleep. We know that you're more prone to cortisol when you don't sleep. Because why? Because your body is stressed out thinking that you're in danger. So if you just focus on your sleep, go to sleep earlier, it'll make every single aspect of your life so much easier. It'll make working out more pleasurable. It'll make staying away from bad foods and fast foods way easier. It'll make your whole life easier. All you have to do is not go on your phone an hour before bed. That's all you have to do. Everyone
Dude,
knows
that's
this.
hard, bro.
Nobody fucking does it. It's not hard. It's easy.
I'm joking.
Nobody
I'm
says
joking.
that.
I'm joking.
Nobody says that anymore. Everything's so much harder to us. We live in the best place in society and time that we've known ever, and it's harder than ever to succeed. Being above average these days is super fucking easy. All you have to do is kind of work out, kind of do this, kind of follow the advice. If you kind of follow the advice, you kind of get away with it.
Yeah, honestly, that's so true. Even if you're a half-asser, you'll be better than the average. Like,
Exactly.
as long as you're doing
No,
the right things.
I've been really focusing on stopping my half-assingness, if that's a word. I've been focusing because I've been half-assing the gym. That's why I don't have the body that I've dreamed of. I've been working out since I was in sophomore year of high school, it was junior year of high school, and I don't have the perfect body. Why? Because I half-assed it. I'm focusing this year on taking the time to focus one aspect, which is weight loss, and then just coming back to bulking when I'm done with my weight loss. I said in my video, 165, then I'm bulking. So you need to focus, figure out what the things in life that you want. Next is I recommend doing a dopamine detox so you can figure out what your purpose is. If you listen, another thing that I love Hamza. This is why I love Hamza because I learned so much from this guy. He made so many videos and now he's gone from the internet. So I'm fucking taking the torch now. You need to just, if you don't know what your purpose is, turn everything off. Turn everything off. Don't have anything in your room and just stare at the wall for 60 minutes. He said this. Stare at the wall for 60 minutes and your purpose will come to you. It will come to you. By itself, you will find out what's important to you in the 60 minutes you are staring at the fucking wall. You will realize what's important to you because your mind will be so bored. It will come to you alone. So once you figure out what your purpose is, you need to act on it with every piece of energy you have. Fuck the girls, fuck the women. They will come if you focus on your purpose. Why? Because women love ambitious men. Women love men who are making money. Women love men who are successful. You're not going to reach that until you find something. And let's say you reach success without reaching your purpose, you're not going to be happy. You're going to want to do other things. You're not going to be passionate about what you do. You're going to be making money, but you're not going to have that ambition. There's other qualities that make you attractive to the women you dream of. What do you
Yeah,
think of that?
no, those are all very valid points. That's definitely right. But I do want to push back a little bit on one thing you said about women. Obviously, he's like, you're right
Levi's
in
a
the terms of.
Levi's he
Shut the
loves
fuck up.
feminism.
Let me say what I gotta say. All right,
He's
I'm
a
trying to
woman
say
lover.
he's 100% right that like you need to not, like, women should not be your main priority. But pushing back on what you said like 5 minutes ago, get your first relationship out of the way. I think that is super important because we all need to understand the nature of women and how they work. Because if you never fully understand that, then you're just always gonna get played. You're always gonna get effed over in some way or
very
another.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very
So like,
true.
cause my
But-
first relationship, my first serious relationship, I learned so much about it, and then I learned like, yo, this should not be the priority. What the fuck? Like, you kind of have to like teach it to yourself by understanding the nature of women and what role they truly do play in a man's life. Because even if you just go based on what people are telling you, you're never gonna truly know till you experience it yourself.
I know you were trying to push back on that, but we're both right in the sense that the people who can get relationships and get them out of the way now, they maybe should, yeah, if you're early and young. If you have the discipline to skip that and learn about women on your own by casually dating, I would do that. You could still
that's
do that.
even better. That's even better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying get serious necessarily, but I do believe that we all need to understand the nature of
But
women.
I'm speaking to, should I call them what I call? Some of you guys are losers and you can't get a girl. It's okay. Let's be honest with ourselves. I was there. I was a loser. I valued my CS:GO skills more than I valued school. It's okay. I've fucking been there. But you need to get your shit together before you can even get a girl. Because if you can't even get a girl, you can't really get that relationship out of the way.
That's fair. That's fair. So then the
Yeah,
first
so
step
we
is
just-
get
three
in the
scenarios.
motherfucking gym. All right. But yeah, no.
Yeah, if you're
everything
still in
we
high
said
school,
is
get to the
valid
gym.
points though. Like, it is important that you understand the nature of women and how they fucking work and all this shit. And you're never gonna fully know everything until much later in life. But like, once you get an idea, it helps a lot. Like, it helped me a lot. The relationships I experienced, it helped me so much understand
I
women.
learned so much about myself.
Exactly.
Like,
You learn about yourself too. Yeah.
They say that, but I never understood to what degree you learn about yourself. I'm like, oh my god, this is shit that my dad does with my mom, and I'm doing it out of habit. Like, I didn't know this was within me, and
Yeah.
it's super beautiful to see. Like, you experience life and
Yeah.
develop, but it doesn't develop through you. It develops by itself almost. You're like a third party watching your life develop, and it's super beautiful. But that being said, people look to motivation to push themselves to get to a certain place that we were talking about. Like you said, to get women, you have to get successful, find your purpose, follow with all your heart, and just stick to it super heavily. But you also have to structure your life and balance it in a way where you're still happy. So how do you do that? So there's a list of things that make you happy, that are known to make you happy. There's meditation. Meditation is going to clear your head and just eliminate the emotions. You will learn to distance yourself from your emotions by staying in a state of mind where you're just letting them go. When you sit there and, like, let's say you're angry, you just sit there and wait. I do this a lot. My dog pisses me off and I just wait. And if I wait longer before I yell at him or punish him, it goes away. And I'm like, oh, this isn't me then. This is just going to go away. If you act with your emotions, you'll find that you will feel them a lot more than if you just let them go. Learning to let go of your emotions through meditation is going to make you become a much higher status man.
Yes. Yeah. Meditation can help a lot with that. And one thing that's very important to note is not to not to push your feelings away and hide them the whole time, because then they build up over time and that just becomes a giant
Oh yeah,
atomic bomb.
completely,
It's
completely.
important for you to completely feel the emotion and totally go through it, but what you have to be doing is be self-aware at the same time. That's the tough
Yes,
part. You can't let the emotion totally control your mindset and all your decisions you're making. You have to understand, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now. What is causing me to feel this way? Okay, what can I do about it? And then take the steps
exactly.
from there. That's truly important, because if you just keep letting things build up, you're going to become a self-destructing bomb, and it's going to be awful. But
And if you don't know what's in your head or what's causing you to be so stressed out, write it down. Just write down what bothers you in a journal, and if you just keep writing, you'll get to it. I promise you will get to it.
yeah,
But the next thing that causes happiness is gratitude. When you this is actually scientifically proven that gratitude increases your happiness, because when you set your mind to look at the good in things, your mind will shift to a positive mindset, which will make you happier by just seeing the good in everything. It's like an automatic process. Because when you're so focused on seeing the negative in everything and watching like videos criticizing movies or things like that, just a lot of criticism going on the internet, you start to only look at the flaws in things, and it makes you a very negative person with a negative mindset, which is just going to stop your success. That being said, the way to do this is just write down what you're grateful for every night, or just tell yourself whenever you're grateful for something. Like, I'm grateful for this phone. I'm grateful for my phone case. I'm grateful for one of the two cameras that my phone has. I'm grateful for this line on this paper. Things like that. Like,
yeah, no, this
stupid
is
things like
yeah.
that. You will learn to be grateful for every single fucking thing. I'm grateful for Levi's aglets on his fucking sweatshirt. Stupid shit like
Yeah,
that.
no, this is something you taught me.
When you can be grateful for someone's aglet on their fucking sweatshirt, you can be grateful for, you can find the good in a bad situation, which will help you get out of it by, first of all, not making you emotional about that situation, and second of all, by finding the good in it.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to go off of that, because like one thing I'm grateful for is like our brotherhood. Like, you actually introduced me to that whole gratitude thing, and that helped me a lot, because I've always been a negative person. And this is something that I even struggle with to this day, because I always like nothing for my mindset. Nothing's ever good enough. Like, I always like, this needs to be more. This needs to be more. This needs to be more. I gotta
Which
do
can
more.
be
I gotta
good.
do more, which can be good to a
Yeah.
certain degree, but it also can be self-destructive, right? And that's
Yeah.
one thing you've taught me, and it's through
Balance.
gratitude you can really discover and start to bring more positive elements to your life, because you're like, okay, wait, I got this going for me. I got this going for me. I got
Yeah.
XYZ going for me right now. These things are good. Can I work on them? Yes, but these are good, and I should be thankful for them,
A
you know?
big thing that people overlook is that they're born in fucking America, where like the only people who get homeless are people who are mentally ill. There's so many opportunities to catch yourself to live a decent life. Like, at the very worst, if you just put in the lowest amount of effort, but still effort, you can still live better than a king did like thousands of years ago. And people overlook that because they compare themselves to, like, well, there's someone like this person I know does better than me and this and that, which is good competition, but also not good to hold yourself to that standard if you didn't do the things you needed to do. You just need to focus on what you can do now.
Yeah, and one thing to help with that, with the negativity part, is get off social media, because you're just gonna constantly be looking at these influencers and stuff, and these people who are like, it's just all people like necessarily showing off what they've done so far, which is fine. That's a great tool for them, but don't let that let you be so negative and make you think that you're never gonna get there, because that's
Yeah.
just gonna hold you down. You gotta hit the ground running, put in your work, keep your head down, and then get to where they're at. Then you can be the one showing off on social media.
Yes. So moving on to that, to improve happiness and keep it at a level. So the way, if you keep your happiness up, you're gonna keep your goals up and you're gonna keep your motivation up. So the next thing I have on the list is social connection. If you keep social connection, I know some people want to like go monk mode and just drop all their friends, but a part of them is gonna get mentally ill and they're gonna crumble. They're gonna fall in a rut because they lost that social connection. You still need to be hanging out with friends, the ones that benefit you. But if you still need to hang out with those friends that aren't as beneficial, lower it and just keep it up, because if you get rid of that, cut that out, and have no friends, no connections, it's going to lower your mental health, which is going to lower your success and progress, and you might even fall out of it. It's like when people have like that, cut out all junk food and just eat completely clean, they'll last like what, 3 days, and then they'll fall back on their old habits.
No, that's a good
So
point.
keep a good social circle. Don't stop. We're social creatures. We're humans.
Yes.
We're supposed to be in tribes. Find good friends, but if you can't find good friends and you can only find shitty friends, then just might as well stick with them for a little bit, but slowly cut them out to replace them with other friends. And if you want to learn how to make friends, I have a YouTube video on this. Go fucking check
Yeah,
that
go
out
check
right
that
now.
out, bro. On Zigga's channel, this man's the GOAT. He's outputting content a lot more frequently. 10-minute videos, great thumbnails. Highly recommend him. But going along with the social, did you have something else you want to say?
No, not on
Oh,
social
okay.
connection.
Can I
Whenever-
just say one thing on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Another reason why social connection is highly important is because you also have people who are going to hold you accountable for the things you say. If you don't have that social connection, you're not going to have that. And guess what? The only person accountable for the things you say is you. You know how easy it is to fuck off and say, oh, I said I'm going to do this, but eh. But if you have someone else that said, yo, you said you were going to do this, are you doing it? Then you're like, oh, crap. You got to start doing it, right? Because otherwise you look like a little... I've already been swearing so much. You look like a little bitch, bro. Like, you gotta hold your word, and you need other people to hold you accountable.
To a certain extent, I think some goals need to be kept because.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You need to keep some secret because when you say your goals, your brain releases dopamine, and it makes you feel like I already accomplished the goal, and then you don't do it because you don't get as much dopamine as you did when you told the person. So yeah, tell your people like an idea of what you're doing, but don't tell them your goals. That would reward you. That would make you seem like if it would increase your pride and ego, don't say those goals. But if it's not, like, yo, I need you to hold. You could even tell them, I need you to hold me accountable for this.
Okay.
I need you to do this.
Yeah.
That way you could tell them, and you're being held accountable. Like, yo, if I don't do this by this time, $50 I owe you.
Yeah.
So you're $50.
And that's something I'm still
$50,
doing.
hold on to it. And if I don't complete this by that time, keep it.
Yeah. I agree.
Keep your social circle. Don't get rid of your social circle because it's going to lower your mental health and help collapse your success. Next, being out in nature. People forget to do this. Some of you fucking Discord mod, smelly ass, World of Warcraft, playing League of Legends, loving fuckers. Don't go outside. You need to go outside. You need to go on a walk. Go to your nearest park, walk around there, and just smell the roses. Breathe in that air. Being in nature is scientifically proven to improve your mental health. So if we combine all these things together, let's say being out in nature will only improve your mental health by 10%. But if we combine it with social connection, gratitude, kindness, each of these being a little percent, we're going to increase it by like 40% by the time you put all these things into effect.
Yeah.
So being out in nature, and right here it's fucking cold, but I'm still outside. Put on a fucking jacket and stop being a fucking pussy. Go outside and touch the grass.
Yes, bro. Touch
you
some
smell
grass.
Like fucking shit,
touch some
bro.
grass and get some sunlight, bro. And
if you play Smash Bros, you double smell like shit.
And being in nature also, going back to one of your other points of happiness, it also is gonna help you with your gratitude because you're gonna be seeing what's really like out there in the world in nature, right?
Like,
and you're gonna be more grateful for it.
Wow, I didn't know.
Like, oh wow, like it could be something as simple as like, wow, that tree is really fucking beautiful or whatever bullshit, right? But it makes like little things like that helps you be more gratitude.
Yes. So another one is good sleep, but I already mentioned that, so we're just gonna add that here. Everything I said about sleep. Everything I said about sleep inserted here. You already know I don't want to go on another rant about sleep because it's the most important thing you need in today's life. Because you have food covered, you don't have to go hunting for food. Food's pretty fucking cheap too, so you don't have to go hunting for food. Literally, a bag of vegetables is $1. You can get up and work for a bag of vegetables and some fucking food. Food isn't hard. Water isn't hard to get. So why don't work on your sleep? So, but besides that, exercise. Obviously, me and Levi are big advocates of exercise, and I'm assuming a lot of you are already exercising. So just keep that up. Do what you gotta do. Join a martial arts gym. Join a normal gym. Find out. There's so many YouTube videos out there, and I want to make one eventually about my gym routine and what I'd eat in a day and what I like to buy at the grocery store. So I'm gonna be making those videos pretty soon. But exercise, you guys know what exercise is. Fucking do. If you just do push-ups, literally fucking Tate talks about he only does push-ups, and he looks great. You know what exercise is. You know what you have to do. Go fucking do it, and it's gonna help you. Oh, another thing. The reason a lot of people can't go to sleep is because all they do is sit around and play video games, and then just feel fucking dead. By the time night comes, they're not tired enough because why? They didn't use up any energy. If you didn't use up any energy, how can you expect to get good sleep when you still have energy? And then you just get tired to the point where you're out of like the circadian rhythm of going to bed at night, and you're going to bed at like fucking 3 a.m. You need to move your body. You need to expend energy so that you can regain energy. That's the whole point of sleeping, is regaining energy. But you can't regain energy when you still have it. Yes. That being said, that's going to be it for sleep and exercise. The next thing is going to be a good diet. The biggest thing is you are what you eat, and you have to learn to eat like the way to eat good. Just look at what we've been eating for millions and thousands of years. is just chicken, like meats, vegetables, things you can find out in the wild, whole foods. If you can distinguish how many ingredients it has, and it has to be like less than what I think is 3 or just 1 to 3 ingredient things, you should be able to eat it. If you don't want to track your calories, if you don't want to count calories, you can know something's good for you, and your body's usually able to digest it if the ingredients list is less than 3. That being said, the last thing is for men only, and it's going to be competition. You need to find something to compete at and succeed at. So you could be, maybe you're in like, there's a basketball bar league you want to join it. There's like things you want to compete at. So find something that you like doing and become competitive at it and become good at it.
Yes.
And add it to your arsenal of skills as a man.
Yes. Yeah, you should always be competitive about everything. Like, that is so important. That's how you get better. Me and Brian are always competitive in the gym all the time. We're always pushing each other, talking about how often we're going, the progress we're making. And then when one of us starts to fall below the other, we're always like in our head subconsciously, we're like, shit, right? Like, makes you want to work harder.
We're at an equal level usually around the gym. And now if you increase your weight and I don't increase my weight, I'm like, I'm a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I need to be lifting heavier than him.
Yeah.
And then when I do that, I gain like muscle mass and I gain strength. So next time I go lifting and he sees me outlift him, he's like, what the fuck? What am I doing wrong? Like,
yeah, it's crucial, bro. And even little things like this past weekend, I was DJing at a college, and I found the littlest thing to be competitive about, because it turns out there was a member in the fraternity that was also a DJ, and he DJs at some of those parties. And for me, that was a competitive aspect. I was like, okay, so I'm going up against this guy. I got to try to do these things different. I got to try to do this right and this better. And, just find things to be competitive about, because it's going to help you improve no matter what. There's nothing but positive benefit from it.
That being said, guys, I have to get to bed. I'm trying to improve my sleep, like I said in the last video. Levi, thank you for coming. I hope this sends out coming up as soon as possible, because I'm going to try to minimally edit this so I can get it out as fast as I can. But thank you guys so much for watching. Levi's SoundCloud will be down in the description. If you want to listen to some EDM or enjoy EDM music, go ahead and go check it out, give it a listen, and support him. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next podcast episode.
Peace.
Peace.
You gotta